Today is May Day, or International Workers' Day, and there are major protests planned at massive U.S. companies across the country. We're talking about companies like Amazon, Walmart, Target, Instacart, and more. So we are following those developments. And in particular, one worker who was explaining why he was protesting, Rashad Lloyd, he's an employee of Total Wine, he had this to say.
Things they tell us we have to. It's mandatory we wear masks. It's mandatory we wear gloves. They are paying someone to dial into the store's security system, to look at the cameras, to verify that we have gloves on, we have masks on, we have our little stay 6 feet apart pins on, but they won't let us keep the $2 hour, $2 extra per hour they gave us as an incentive, as hazard pay, when the situation just keeps getting more dangerous. Congress isn't even fully in session right now until May 4th. You have congressional representatives saying we're not coming back because of a spike in cases in D.C. And then you have David Trone, who is the congressional representative for the 6th District. His company that I work for took our money away while he can sit at home and safely social distance. This is bull. And that's why I will be joining whatever general strike organization I can find in Maryland, and I will be participating in the general strike on May 1st, because I will not have a company treat me like this while we continue to make money for people who are already rich while we are just trying to survive. I'm done.
Here, Rashad. And by the way, we reached out to Total Wine for comment. They haven't gotten back to us yet. And look, we're talking about a lot of different companies, so the circumstances and the demands are slightly different. But in general, the demands are things that we've covered here. Hazard pay. People are on the front lines
$2 more now.
Risking their lives, right? Hazard pay, something that Congress hasn't addressed, something that few of these companies have addressed. Personal protective equipment. Social distancing. Another key demand here is transparency around how many of their coworkers have tested positive so that you know what the level of risk is at your place of work.
Yeah, they're not asking for much. And I thought, Rashad put it so well. He's out there delivering things door to door. There are so many people out there dealing with customers not getting paid, and Congress doesn't want to come back. I don't care whether, they're like, whoa, it might be risky. Yeah, it's risky for Smithfield food workers, and for meat workers, and for Rashad, and for Amazon workers. And you know what? There aren't only 535 meat workers. It's like, that's the other thing. It's like, what? A, figure it out. B, yeah, there's an attendant risk to it. But the thing is, the entire country, 330 million are depending on these 535 people to get their act together, and in order to give them some relief, to give them testing, to give them and hammer out some differences in order to make sure that people can get relief. So you know what? You're an essential worker. They need to start acting like it. They don't just get to decide not to come back and sit in their cushy houses, as he said, while Rashad is out there on the front lines. I don't give a damn, and I don't think anybody else in this country does either.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, he put it so well. It is so little they're asking for. And I say this time and time again. What are they really asking for?
Right.
They're asking for you to take their lives seriously, to have a value placed on their literal lives. That is all that they're asking for. And you know what the reality is? As we've said so many times on this show, this crisis has revealed the way that this society, and especially the elites in this town, in the news media, and all of that, actually view working class people as basically grist for the mill, less than human. We can throw you out on the front lines for $8 or $10 or $12 an hour to risk your life so that we can have all of our comforts while we social distance at home. So we don't have any disruptions. Another news item that came out yesterday, one of these meat processing plants that of course we've been covering here, 900 of their workers tested positive for coronavirus. Now, first of all, how great do you feel about that meat that's in your supermarket, by the way, when you know the number of workers who are becoming infected? But second of all, we know why there were such massive outbreaks at these plants. It's because these companies didn't give a damn. They didn't care. It was more important for them to keep up their production efficiency and make sure they're slaughtering their 1,100 hog quota or whatever than to actually take the lives of their workers seriously. It is not that much to ask, and yet in this country sometimes it feels like a radical demand.
It is, and this is where because look, I actually do think we need to slaughter X whatever at 100 when people are all home cooking more, and we need to have more, or there will be a mass panic in the country. But that means that these are, if you're an essential worker, then they have to be treated that way, and public policy and the government has to get involved. And that is what I think more than anything we've seen a big government failure here from their ability in order to guarantee the safety of people who are essential to our supply chains, in order to guarantee all of our safety, as Ira Miose Frimpong likes to say on our show, that we're all collectively being drafted into security. And so when at that point, that means that there is a relationship with the government about what they owe us if they're going to put everybody out of work.
Yep, exactly right. So I stand with these workers. If you do as well, don't cross the picket line. Don't shop at any of those outlets today. Stand in solidarity with them. I certainly do.
We'll have more Rising for you after this.